TikTok has been a center of controversy in recent times, with the most recent being a hearing held by the House Committee. During the hearing, some of the arguments made were viewed by many as xenophobic, and the insinuation being that the Chinese-owned app could be a threat to the US national security. However, there are several factors to consider in this matter. I'm Schmooze, and let's get into it. One of the key points raised during the hearing was the issue of how social media companies like TikTok could be viewed as influence and surveillance tools by the US government. While it is true that Facebook and Twitter fall under this category, the reality is that they are not given the same opportunity to operate in China. This is because China operates on a closed market, and foreign companies are limited to their ability to conduct business there. In contrast, TikTok has been able to operate in the US market without such limitations. However, it is important to consider the fact that the Chinese government has been known to use social media platforms as surveillance tools in the past. Take a look at those Chinese air balloons that were just shot down. The point being made here is that while it is essential to scrutinize TikTok and other social media companies, it is vital to avoid double standards. The US government cannot criticize China for limiting the market operations of US-based companies in its market while doing the same to Chinese companies operating in the US. This is particularly concerning when the primary reason for such limitations is based on xenophobia. During the hearing, there were arguments about the need to have an American-owned company with American values, rather than a Chinese-owned company operating in the US market. While the sentiment behind the argument is understandable, it is not a practical solution. The reality is that TikTok is a successful app that is widely used by Americans, and simply banning it because of its ownership would not be in the best interest of its consumers. Instead, it would be more effective to focus on ways to ensure that the app is not being used for nefarious purposes. Another issue raised during the hearing was the need to protect children from the potential dangers of social media. While this is a legitimate concern, the suggestion that TikTok and all other social media platforms should be banned for children under 13 is not a practical solution. The reality is that social media has become an integral part of our lives, and simply banning children from using it would be counterproductive. Instead, it would be better to focus on developing better parental controls that empower parents to manage their children's use of social media. Finally, the issue of algorithms were raised during the hearing, with some arguing that they are used to dumb down users. While there is some truth to this argument, the reality is that algorithms are an essential part of modern social media. Rather than banning algorithms outright, it would be better to develop regulations that ensure that they are not being used to manipulate users or spread misinformation. While there are legitimate concerns about the use of social media as a tool of surveillance and manipulation, it is important to avoid the pitfalls of xenophobia and double standards. Instead, we need to focus on developing practical solutions that empower consumers and protect their privacy and security. This includes better parental controls, regulating the use of algorithms, and ensuring that all social media companies are held to the same standards, regardless of the country of their origin. With that all being said, make sure to click here for the downfall of the Ace family, and don't forget to subscribe. It's been Schmooze, and thank you so much for watching.